So we're going to be talking about stress and the negative impacts of stress. And I just want to draw your attention. So this was a specific question that we asked in the What Paramedics Want survey, where we asked paramedics and EMTs, like 3,000 of them, to rank the 3 most stressful aspects of their job. And, you know, if you do the math here, poor agency leadership was chosen by as the first, second, or third most stressful aspect of their job by 99% of respondents. And then 100% of respondents picked their direct supervisor as their 1, 2, or 3. Brian, is this just bad news or is it really bad news?
Man, when I saw this, I thought it was really bad news. You know, and again, the more I thought about it, maybe less of a surprise. Again, we're talking about, you know, turnover, at least within the U.S. Fire Service, like we've never seen before. So, you know, individuals that may have, you know, taken 8 to 10 years to become an officer now are becoming officers in probably half of that time. And while they may be well trained in the competencies that we require, you know, out on the fire ground or in the community, you know, they really lack some of the experience and the leadership training that goes with it. Well, I can tell you just in my own county, there are several fire departments that have seen 3 or 4 fire chiefs turn over in just the last 5 or 6 years. And so I think we're seeing good people put in leadership positions that maybe do not possess, you know, the training or skills, or they're just not prepared. You know, the direct supervisor piece to me rings very clear in that area. And I think it really requires investment, not only on the agencies, but certainly within, you know, the entire fire service. And I see that happening. I see, you know, courses, symposiums, conferences that are focusing on all of those things. But that's a pretty scary statistic. And it can be interpreted, I think, different ways, Greg. I mean, poor agency leadership, meaning that they're not engaging with their firefighters, that they're missing the fact that stress is a big problem here within the industry, within the organization. But those are some pretty scary stats.
Yeah, I agree. Maria, if somebody's on this webinar right now, they're a supervisor or a chief, and they're willing to accept that they cause stress, what should they do next? Brian kind of hinted at it, but what are some action steps somebody could take to be a better leader, cause less stress?
Well, the first thing we have to remember is that everything that we do is really all about interpersonal relationships. We're dealing with people that are taking care of people out in the real world. And so if we take that human aspect of what it is that we're doing and try to have some humility and authenticity behind trying to get information, you're going to start out on a much better footing than going out and assuming that everybody else's opinion about you is wrong. So one of the things that I used to do when I was a battalion chief is I would take what I would call my traveling journey of feedback. And I would go to each of my crews and I would sit down and I would say, so I would like you to, share with me what you think about, and I'd give them 2, 3 different questions about my performance. And I would say, I'm not going to debate you. I'm not going to justify. I'm not going to try to explain. This is truly about listening to what you have to share with me. I'm going to write some stuff down. I might ask a clarifying question here or there, but that's really my only back and forth with you will be just to get clarity about your perceptions. And then at the end of that, coming back and kind of surmising, or did I miss anything? These are the things that I have written down. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you want to add? But then the most important part of that is go back, do self-reflection on the feedback that you've obtained, and actually do something about it. Because people will get more frustrated with you if you don't act on it. So if you've gotten information that says you're really short-tempered and you continue to be short-tempered, well, the next time you go to try to get feedback or try to do anything about it, people aren't going to share that information. They're going to just keep it close to the chest because they're like, why bother? It was a fruitless exercise and people do not like fruitless exercises. So that would be the quick, short in the bucket, recommendation that I would make.
Yeah.
But the other thing would be to go out and actually find resources. If you truly don't know where to start, go out on ChatGPT or go onto the internet or go to, some trusted friend who's well respected in your agency and find out what those first steps might be for your particular situation.